Hello, I'm Steve Shaw, National Coordinator of Football Officials and Secretary of Rules Editor for the NCAA. And today we're continuing our series of preseason training videos for 2023, and we're going to be focused on kick plays. Now, we all know game management is the key to working an excellent football game, and handling kick plays properly, that'll define many crews' games. Sometimes it'll define a season. And if something unexpected or uncommon is going to happen in your game, it's most likely going to happen on a kick play. So we need to be fully prepared for all kick plays, all situations. We need to know our rules. We have to have a complete comprehension of our mechanics and our officiating protocols, and be ready to administer all kick situations when they occur and keep the game on track. That's so important. So with that, let's look at some kick plays from our past bowl season. Our first kick play illustrates how important it is to have a great working knowledge of all kick rules and focus and concentration to apply these rules properly. Now, we're kicking off. It's a deep kick. Receiver number 4 is going to signal for a fair catch, and then he's going to muff the ball standing a couple yards back in the end zone. The ball falls to the ground in the end zone, and we see the line judge killing the play while the ball is still rolling loose. Now, the receiver heads back to the ball, and the referee moves to the goal line for coverage, but the line judge has blown the play dead. Now, maybe no harm done on this play, but let's review our rule here. If the ball lands in the end zone untouched by the receivers or rolls into the end zone untouched by the receivers, then it's dead and a touchback. But if it's muffed in the field of play or in the end zone by the receivers, the ball is live, even if it goes back in the end zone. Now, the kick is what put the ball in the end zone. So number 4 does not have to get in there and return it out, but he must get on the ball. Let's make sure we're buttoned up with the rule here and concentrate on all these kick plays. Play 2, we have a free kick after a safety, and we know by rule the kicking team can put the ball in play with a punt, a drop kick, or a place kick. Now, Team A chooses a punt here, and the kick is high and deep, and receiver number 4 gives a fair catch signal and catches the ball back at the 23. So the ball will be put in play by the receiving team at the 25-yard line. So good work by the crew on handling this. Now, we know that by rule, if the receiver gives a fair catch signal and makes a clean catch on a free kick, no time will run off the clock. Check out AR 332 Roman numeral 7 for how we deal with the clock on these type plays. But as we go back and relook at the play, a curious thing with the clock happens here. With 3:58 left in the quarter, the clock operator starts the clock when toe meets leather by the punter, and we lose 5 seconds on the play, when really no time should have come off the clock. Now, we're early in the game, so no big deal here, but we should be aware of this and reset the clock to 3 minutes 58 seconds, especially if we get into a situation where the clock matters. We need to be on high alert on all kick plays. Play 3 is going to be a 2-play vignette, and in our first play, the offense punts on 4th and 15. The receiver is going to muff the ball, and the kicking team is going to recover, but we get a marker down from our field judge, and we get an excellent announcement from our referee.
Kick catching interference on the kicking team, number 29. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the ball. First down.
So as we go back and take a look at the replay, we see number 29 gets the right shoulder into the receiver, and number 1 does not have an unimpeded opportunity to catch the kick. And we also see number 40 of the receiving team, he's trying to block 29, but he doesn't make contact. So number 29 is not forced or blocked into the receiver. And so this is a great call by our field judge for kick catching interference. Back judge, you need to make sure that you get into a position so you can see all this action as well. But this is a good job, and good job penalizing from the spot of the foul, not where the receiver touches the ball or where it's recovered by the kickers. So really good job. Now, play 2 of the vignette, we have a similar situation where the receiver gives a fair catch signal and there is contact by the kicking team into the receiver. But as we go back and take a look from the end zone behind the kickers, we see clearly as receiver number 5 gets in position to make the catch, number 32 of the kicking team is blocked into number 5, and that causes the contact, and by rule, that is not a foul. So really good job by our deeps for recognizing that this is not a foul and to continue to work the play all the way to the end. The ball could have touched somebody else, so really good job of working this play all the way to the end. Play 4, we have another punt situation. And a punt is rolling free in heavy traffic, and we need to be on high alert when this happens. And it appears the ball hits a receiving team player on the helmet, and the kickers recover, and all the blue shirts are pointing their direction. Now, the field judge and back judge, they talk it through together, and they rule that the receiver, number 17, was blocked into the kick. And we get a strong and definitive signal by the back judge, very convincing. And as we go back and take a look at the replay, we can see that the receiver, number 17, is forced into the ball. He's being blocked into the ball. So that forced touching is disregarded, and the crew properly awards the ball to the receiving team where the kick ended. Really good job here. Play 5, we have a punt from inside the 50, and the ball's kicked high, and it's going to land at about the 3-yard line. And then 0 from the kicking team is going to try to keep the ball from breaking the plane of the goal line, bats it back, and the ball is downed at the 2. Now, this is excellent mechanics by our back judge. He puts a beanbag down in the end zone, signifying the ball broke the plane of the goal when touched, continues to work the play, kills the clock when the ball is possessed by number 2 of the kicking team, then gives a definitive touchback signal. This is well done. And we can see from the replay that the ball, no question, has broken the plane when touched by number 0. So excellent work, solid mechanics, overall a very good job. Play 6, we're punting from near midfield, and we see that just after the kick, number 36 of the receiving team hits hard into the plant leg of the punter, and the referee gets a marker down. Now, really good coverage by our deeps. The punt is received just inside the 5. The return man retreats and then runs back out to about the 13. So great job there. But we see back upfield, the center judge and the referee, they're locked up in conversation. And we get a good announcement from our referee.
There is no foul on the play for roughing the kicker because the receiving team player was blocked into the punter.
Okay.
Now, we get 2 replays to take a closer look at the hit on the kicker, and we see that number 5 pushes number 36 right into the kicker. So this is a great job by the center judge and the referee to get together, and the center judge talks it through with the referee, and a good job for the referee to pick up the flag. There's no foul here. This is well done. Play 7, we get a punt, and during the kick, we see the deep receiver, number 10, he's going to point at the ball. Now, the ball's going to hit the ground, and then the receiver recovers and returns the kick back upfield for about a 5-yard gain. Now, we know by rule, any waving motion by the receiver negates the receiving team's opportunity to return the kick. In fact, any waving motion would be considered an invalid signal. But on this play, the receiver keeps his hands below the shoulders and points at the ball without any waving motion. And this is really a mirror of approved ruling 283 Roman numeral 1, where the receiver keeps his hands below the shoulders and points at the ball without any waving motion. This is not considered a signal at all, and the receivers retain the right to recover the ball in advance. So good rule knowledge and recognition of the play by the crew on the field. Our last play, we have 4 minutes, 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The kicking team is down by 8 points, and the receiving team has 8 players up within 10 yards of their restraining line. And the crew's going to make the decision to bring up the line judge and headline judge for our 7-in-the-box mechanics, anticipating an onside kick, and we support this decision. But we know that if they do kick it deep, the referee has responsibility for the goal line, the end zone, the end line, all of which can be challenging coverage. Now, the kicking team decides to kick the ball deep, and the ball is kicked toward the near side pylon, and it's going to come down in the field of play. The referee moves to the goal line, and the deep receiver gives a quick fair catch signal. The ball is muffed by the receiver near the boundary at about the 2, and the ball immediately goes out of bounds on the field side of the pylon. Now, this is great coverage and movement by our referee. We mark the spot at the 1-yard line, so it's excellent alert Good job, and also a good job with the clock as well as 1 second comes off. So overall, well done. Well, that's it for our preseason kick plays, and these plays clearly reinforce two things. Number one, that we must be well-versed in all of our kick play rule knowledge. And second, we must be prepared to handle any unusual situation that is going to happen during kick plays. So work hard with your preseason study, and best of luck to all.